For the select few who were wondering what Emerald City or Village, I don't know what I have written down there, was, here is some information for you. Emerald City or Emerald Village, depends on which side you're on because there's a lot of political stuff going on here, is actually a big complex of rebuilding a very old village to a very giant infrastructure that can house more citizens because they're running low on space. See, these guys use cheap materials that do remain sturdy for a long time. Like these apartments and giant houses remain sturdy for the coming billions of years, and this wall protects everything with a nice system of water underneath here. So if the attacker breaks the wall, a giant flood of water comes. Now in these parts there's not a lot of water. But if you go a little bit further, here, see it starts getting pretty deep. You find yourself with such amounts of water. So it goes down to ground level and protects the city from any invaders. In the short, you saw the wall completely destroyed and water flowing everywhere and campfires and smoke everywhere. That was when the city was being attacked. Now the political problems are here of that town is actually, like, in the eyes of these people who are civilized, just kind of completely obsessed with beauty and nice stuff, and also want everyone to listen to them. See, those guys are like poor farmers and dumb people. They aren't dumb people. They're actually smarter because they use more sturdy materials than they use. See, this won't hold up for that long. The entrance may fall off in like 2 years and then they'll have to rebuild the whole thing. This is a little bit more sturdy, but will still fall apart in like the coming 5 years. You also see this road may look not as nice, but this remained a little bit more sturdy. This road is quite new actually. Look, here's already a piece of hidden stuff. Here this all could fall apart in 1 year, but this infrastructure will stay because of its high engineering. One of the nicest places to visit here is this. Before, this was a very old temple where the old people who lived here came together and had meetings and everything. Now it's a nice tourist place. In one of my other stores, saw a view of trees being submerged in water. That is just a Minecraft glitch that allows you to be in the state of looking for water. You can kind of see it. I achieved it because you have to look. It was kind of like that. For a second you could see it. It's just a glitch that you can see the blue, you can see further, but you still get that blue tint. This is under construction. This is going to be a new apartment. This is the International Building Center, which helped build the infrastructure here. So as you see, there's a lot of lore behind this. Basically, we have the people who like beauty and like being filthy rich, but are very bad at building sturdy infrastructure that will last them. And then you have these people who actually put effort in building from the materials they achieved only from this place. Only from this forest. And as you see, the forest is still standing. Well, here with them, you can see that everything is being covered with stone. They haven't like repaired the old stone wall, which here this wall was before the old stone wall. So you see that these guys only care about their houses and their giant buildings. This was built by them together, by quartz. this quartz. It's sturdy and nice. They only had enough to build the entrance, and these stairs didn't have enough to build the whole thing. Here, which you might have not seen in the short, is the castle of the kind of king of the land. Although the city is its own place, the people come to advise. So when they do something good, it's on their name, but if they do something bad, it's on their name. But the king is wise and wants to make a change in that, so he just accepts people. Also, not a lot of people come to him, only like the good people come to him. They know that they're the ones that don't intend to use him. No, so they look good and he looks bad. If we go now, don't think about that with a random piece of wool. Those are remains of another piece of wool that I will expand later. What you need to worry about, which I'll make a video on later, are these stones here. You see, when you cross onto this island through these stones, you will eventually find out that when you venture deep enough to this mountain, everything is burned down. If you venture a little more towards the light, which a lot of people do, then you will come across this. You will come across a pathway that will lead you to something weird. To a kind of cave. And here you see another kind of pathway with all the logs around. And then you go down, of course, because your curiosity takes over, and then you come across this gate. But that's for the other video. I'm not going to be spoiling too much. I already showed you half of the thing, but I didn't show you what's inside. Let's head back to the city. As you see, it's a little bit far away. And let's talk about these two towers. So these towers were built to protect the city. As you see, they kind of lean against the wall. The wall was built after the towers were built. Now what we have here, is that these towers, don't mind that hole there. What we see is that this tower comes up and joins itself. But this is more of a viewing platform, as you see, because there's a lot of windows and there's not a lot of protection or place to shoot. Because their beauty they took over and their tourist spirit also took over. Now, as you see, this does not serve a more purpose than just being a watchtower, which is barely doing its job. No one is like coming inside here. Why? Because this is the road to town. When you go down here, your only option is go to town on this stone pathway. Go to here, to this horse stable, which is also from town, or go straight into the center of town. Because if you follow this way up, there's the first infrastructure that was built here, you will come right here. And this is the level where most of the buildings are. You heard that? I said the word level. So you go up here one more level and you'll find a second row of buildings. And here, you go down here and go up here, you'll go on the final level. Still below these buildings, because these buildings are all settled on the main level. As you see this giant infrastructure, you might think this is an apartment or something like that. It's actually not an apartment. Those are actually rooms. You see this restaurant, because yes, it's a restaurant. Restaurant Authenticano decided that they wanted to have a lot of place to house people, and they would either buy or pay rent for the rooms. See, they have now rooms, they've labeled, they've set up a sign. This is a restaurant, but also like a giant hotel. But it isn't branded like a hotel, and that's why it's so successful. Because when people think of hotels, they think of tourists, and of course citizens are not tourists. When we go down here, down to this level, to here, this is also a new part. You can of course go down here, but I wouldn't funny sound. You can go down to here and go down. A little bit complex. Besides that, we have a little bit of construction here and on the buttons here. Yeah. Anyway, this is a very dark spot where a lot of plotting people hang out. But as you see here, which you might not have noticed yet, is Hotel Villaggio. So this is the hotel, but this had so much potential. But if you see the reception and you go up, there are only 2 rooms because they ran out of space. Why did they run out of space? Because you see, Hotel Autenticano has joined forces, should I say, or like signed an agreement with the Gala, which is a kind of shopping market. They have a restaurant Autenticano, and this is the Gala. So if you like if you go inside this door, you'll find that it goes to go back the Gala Market. Now, why is the Gala Market and not just simply Gala? Because there's a different Gala too. So you can go up the stairs here to go to the Gala Teresa. This plants, indoor plants, outdoor plants. They've signed with Restaurant Autenticano signed with the Gala. Is that this shop and the indoor plants can go above Hotel Villaggio because they haven't bought the rights to build the side of Restaurant Autenticano. So they have bought the rights to build here, and they're already doing it around because they're completely offset. But Gala Teresa was first to ask if they could build here, and so Hotel Villaggio is locked. Cannot expand this way because that would be violating pathways, and they don't have room for another corridor. They cannot expand this way because that would be the same, violating pathways. They cannot build up because, like, you see that there's no possibility that Gala Teresa will give up the space. They can try to build down, but they don't have the space and resources there because no one is coming to them. So they cannot do anything and just keep accepting only 2 people at a time. Here you have a small corridor. Now if you see, why is that there, you might think? Well, because this is also a corridor. Bit of unsuccessful one. So if you go to here, then you find yourself to this very old place. It is the space. So this was closed off before, but now it's something. The roof is made of goo. That's because before, in the ancient times, people used the goo to kind of isolate stuff. So I see goo, like here you see cobblestone. On the other side you might see goo, because people just kind of wanted to use, like here you don't see goo. If you go up 1 level you might find goo. We'll see. So you go up 1 level and you find that the rooms are filled with planks. Okay, maybe they've switched it up a little, I don't know yet. But I know for sure that there's a part where there's goo. I think I know where that is. If you go to these places in the ancient times, yes, here, people started using this the wood. Cannot find my own infrastructure, guys. People use dripstone for the floors to keep it nice and dry, because dripstone sucks up all the water. And they put these goo or mangrove roots up for isolating the roof, so no water will drip down. Now they have signed an agreement with Restaurant Autenticano that the goo will remain there as a historic part of the culture, you know. So like they've signed an agreement that here the rooms cannot delete the goo what's here. So it might be a little gross, but it's part of their culture. They cannot just violate their culture. This is a lovely restaurant. If you go here, it's very lovely. kind of romantic stuff here. You can like watch out. Now there was a view before, but they built a post office here, which impacted a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I think this was deliveries, or like this is deliveries, right? This is the storage. Now they built a post office here, which is a part of the communications program. And the thing is that this is a post office, so forces come from here. They just kind of go out or through boats send the mail to the other village. The other village is the village of the raw gold. So if you venture out and go past the border lines, you see here there's a little bit of border lines here. That's because you have to get past this checkpoint to venture further. And then you go around here into their sea territory. And then you can go to here, and this is the village of raw gold, which isn't as colonized and infrastructured as the Emerald Village or city is. So this was the video. If you ever wondered about what this is actually, and I might make a few videos about it, building extra stuff and making historical stuff happen here. So thank you for watching. Bye.